Good show, man.
Yeah, that was great.
It's one of those things where I put in a bunch of emails because I'm like, oh, we got a few phone announcements. We got a pretty nifty discussion, but, we'll make sure we got some good emails at the end. And wow, we got going on a lot of stuff in a really good way.
I agree. It was really, really good. I felt good about it. And also, you always know when that stuff's good when you don't feel like it went as long as it did.
Right. No, I was kind of shocked. I'm like, oh, crap, 48 minutes. Wow, look at that.
I hope people appreciate it. But I had a ball. That was awesome.
Some guy's sitting in his driveway, like, my commute's only 40 minutes, guys. Come on.
One of those moments where maybe he won't be able to leave until it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Like NPR.
What do we want to do for titles here? Leading out of the gate is One Number to Ring Them All by BioCow.
I like that.
That's pretty good. Don't hack me, bro. It's just... Maybe that's just a good safety measure. Look, Ma, no screen. That definitely relates to our main topic.
Yeah, that's not bad.
WARF says Apple has no honor.
Someone listens to TMS because we are always talking about how WARF is always saying something doesn't have honor.
I put in the chat room, WARF is not a merry man.
That's a good one, too.
If Apple appeals. JPEG, no DRM for you. F the DRM, EFF the DRM. Wrinkle in the Cheese, always a classic.
Too bad it has no context.
I know.
Makes no sense.
Boy, One Number to Ring Them All is pretty dang good, but
it's pretty good. I mean, it's specific to a smaller.
Look, Ma, no screen though is more relevant to the main discussion. And the reason I'm always thinking that way is when you look at our title and description on your phone, it's going to be this title and the description, which is Tom and Scott talk about whether screens are necessary. So sometimes if the title doesn't match the description, it seems like a little disconnect.
Yeah, because they'll think it's a AT&T story about a new service they're rolling out.
Yeah, which it is.
Yeah, so...
Beatmaster always gives me a link to a paste bin with all the links that he's fed into the chat room during the show, and he always has a funny way of presenting them. Today, it's enjoy this selection of links on your anachronistic screen. Won't be needing that for much longer, Tom. Ooh, WARF says Apple has no honor is racing to the top.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's actually almost a three-way tie. Look, Mono Screen is just one behind the other two. Showbot.tv, folks. The levelator's still churning.
Still going. It's kicking. Drop in. Do your thing. Make it happen. I'm shocked how I didn't know you could reorder the games in your BattleNet.
Oh, I signed up for the beta for Overwatch. We'll see what happens.
People are like, I showed my order, like what games I have on top down to the bottom, and then you can move them. I'm like, yeah, just grab a hold and move it. It's like moving a tab in Chrome or something. So I just move them around. I don't know why they're so surprised. Anyway.
You can do that? Screens everywhere. There's screens blocking up the scenery, breaking up my mind. Nice, Dark Redeemer. Screens everywhere. Screens. Blocking up.
I voted for WARF.
All right, I'm about to make a decision here, folks. I'm putting in ID3 tags right now. Play by play. Wow, it's a runaway now. WARF says Apple has no honor.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Pretty good. Yeah, I like that one.
All right.
Has Michael Dorn been in anything else since?
Mostly been in...
I don't know, look it up on IMDb. I bet he has. He's probably done video games.
It's mostly blog posts where he's begging somebody at Paramount to make a WARF-based spinoff.
He has been doing that, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I would watch it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
He was in one of the fan-made Star Trek episodes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think he was...
If it was good...
I mean, they got Nichelle Nichols to be in one of those. They got who plays Chekhov? What's his name? Walter Koenig. Yeah. They got him. They got Tim Russ, who played Tuvok on Voyager, to be in one.
That's cool. Yeah, just I would and listen if they said we're making a new Star Trek series and it's TNG timeline and it's Worf in charge, I'd watch that.
Worf in charge.
Worf
I
in
have
charge.
left Deep Space Nine. I am not a merry man.
Worf in charge.
Worf living in Montana with his adopted children,
But he would have to
Bajoran and Cardassian.
Yeah.
So they hate each other.
Yeah. They'd have to be young though, and then older Alexander would come visit.
Yeah, Uncle Alexander.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Worf stuck with his 2 alien grandchildren.
You would need to wear denim.
Worf in charge.
Soccer mom pants.
Ooh, with the elastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is exciting news. W. Scottus 1 says, Auntie Donna, the creator of Bikey Wars, is going to YouTube Space LA.
Oh, really?
I'll warn Eileen.
Oh my gosh.
He's a bikey man in a bikey gang.
Yeah, that thing, wow. That went viral, didn't it? As viral things go. That's
Oh, yeah. Zippity-dee. Was it Rippity-dee, actually, I think?
Rippity-dee.
Oh, no. It's the boys in blue.
I must have a problem. I purchased a Heroes of the Storm skin while we recorded today.
Wow.
It's only $3. It was on sale, but that's kind of why I did it.
I didn't purchase anything during our recording. But I'm not saying I never have.
Right.
I've been reading comics lately.
Oh,
yeah.
What are you reading?
Well, I caught up on Atomic Robo, which I'm a big fan of. I read Lock and Key, which I finally got around to. I'm reading all the new Star Wars, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, Chewbacca issue 1 came out this week. I've always been caught up on Walking Dead. New issue just came out last night, so I haven't read that one yet. But what else have I been reading?
You're back in hardcore. That's great.
I'm gonna catch up on Why the Last Man. They had a sale, and I was about 3/4 of the way through the series, so I bought all the ones I hadn't read yet. $5 a volume for that. That's pretty good.
Did you read? Have you ever read Gotham Central?
Mm-mm.
You would like that, I think, a lot. It's nothing like the TV show Gotham. It's not even based on it, but it's about the police and the detectives in Gotham Central. It's not a Batman comic, though. It's in that world, and occasionally they bump into him for various reasons.
Okay, interesting.
It's mostly like how these cops deal with the big threats Batman has to deal with, but this is after the corruption scandal, so everything's been cleaned up. Like the station's being run better. Commissioner Gordon's retired now. And they're real good. They're good cops doing their job. It's super good. I love that series. That may be my favorite DC series ever.
Interesting.
Made. And it's older. I think 2002 it started or something. And then
Gotham Central, you said? Is it still running?
It isn't. It's not. It's not
okay.
running anymore. And I found
when they rebooted the universe, but twice at this point? No, 3 times.
more than that, I think even DC is crazy with that stuff.
Marvel and DC are both neck and neck for how many times can we just reimagine our universe by saying that everything restarts?
Yep, they totally do that. But that is such a different series, Tom, and it's very noir and very like it's just stuff you like. I think you'd like.
Is it on Earth 75?
Which one are we on?
I don't know.
52. You're Earth 52.
New in 52.
Council of Ricks will tell us what to do.
Actually, you don't watch The Flash at all, do you?
I haven't yet, but I want to.
Because they did the whole reference to the different multiverse worlds, and it's kind of cool. I would have to say Flash and the Arrow are one of the few comic book series that have made it to the small screen, along with Daredevil, that I feel stays true to the content without necessarily slavishly following everything.
I think they learned a lot when they did Smallville about how to properly... Like, you can distance yourself too much with it, which I think what happened with Smallville.
Yeah.
But they also found out there were some successes in distancing yourself and changing stories. And then they seem to have really, especially on Arrow, figured those out. And then Flash got to benefit from Arrow's
Yeah, I feel like Flash has hit the ground. I mean, having not seen it.
Ground running.
Got off to a fast start.
Took off like a rocket.
Oh my gosh, Tom! I just realized something. I was sending a reply to Liam O'Brien. He texted me, and this is before the show started. I must have turned on Siri that whole time because there's a huge, like, multi-page paragraph of things we talked about on the show.
Could you put that in our show notes as a transcript? That'd be great. Thanks.
That product and everything they're doing seems to be focused on the.
It's only Scott's lines.
Yeah, it's only me.
That's great.
Oh, that's funny.
That
I don't
is
have
funny.
anything bad to say about the current trajectory of the Surface. I mean, it actually picked it up really well, and it was like down on my crotch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we know the proper placement for Siri for
Or
good.
Yeah, or whose phone not to use when you see me next. My crotch.
Can I borrow? Oh, Scott, never mind.
I gotta get rid of all this. That was funny. It's never happened before. I still can't find the fatty phone. I can't find the Duke anywhere. I'm probably just gonna have to settle and get a 6S. Then I'm just like, well, maybe.
That's what I did with the 6.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fight, and so I just got a 6.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I've been perfectly happy with it. Eileen looks at it and is like, your phone's so small.
Yeah, I guess
because she used a Note, and now she's using a 6S Plus.
Yeah, so she's back to her 5 inches or whatever it is.
Yeah, so she's been on large phones for a while, which is funny because I remember her laughing at like the Note 2 about, oh, this is way too big. Now she's on these huge phones.
Yeah, that's hard to go back, I'm guessing. And since I didn't have a 6, maybe I don't care. Maybe, but then the thing is, if I don't care, maybe I just wait a year.
That's what I don't go every year anymore because they're just. I mean, okay, so I missed out on Siri for a year. I missed out on Touch ID for a year. Now I'm missing out on 3D Touch for a year.
Maybe I'll do that. See, I mean, what's the point otherwise? Like, going to the Duke made sense because I was like, oh, okay, well, it's bigger, so there is a big
Duke.
I can't stop calling it the Duke. I try not to say that all the time, but I do anyway. It's Will Smith's fault. He made me do it.
The Duke.
But, yeah. It's every morning I check, and every morning. Yesterday there was a 64 gig rose gold, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
So you can't even order it shipped?
You can, but it's like end of January, or not in January, end of November is the best dates you can get. So that they say the best way to do it is just check the site every morning at 8 o'clock.
But at this point, if you had ordered it a few weeks ago to be shipped,
it would have had.
You'd be closing in on that day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd be much closer to.
Yeah.
It's all like it's a comedy of errors for real. It's so stupid.
Well, I hate this. I hate this idea that you have to work hard to give someone money for something.
I know. I mean, I understand this is the whole supply and demand thing, but
yeah,
still bugs me. But then again, maybe I just am fine. I don't know. Maybe I don't need it.
But then there's part of me. It was funny. There was a what was the device that is available for order now, shipping in 4 to 8 weeks. Can't remember whether it was in our show or it was just something I read, but I loved it. Oh, I think it was the it might have been the August lock.
Oh,
where they're like, yeah, we got the new locks. You can order it now. Ships 4 to 8 weeks. Like, yeah, that's the way everything used to be. You didn't have a guaranteed ship date. You didn't all get products on the same day. You didn't line up at stores. You ordered your baseball cards from Renata Galasso, and they shipped in 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, it was accepted, and that's how it was, and we're all spoiled now. I mean, Amazon Prime has ruined us.
Yeah.
Made us expect something that we think it's not really for free.
It's going to take more than an hour. Forget it.
Forget it. That's pretty good.
It's not even worth it.
Like last week's after show, by the way, I kept getting emails about the album.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
It was some kind of discussion about Star Wars or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what it was now. Star Trek, maybe?
Yeah. It was something movie related. I think it might have been Star Wars versus Star Trek. Was it?
Sending me emails saying, "Dude, that was so funny. You guys should."
I'm gonna log off if you don't mind. Just
okay. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken so long. I forgot to put in medical minute for the post show, so I had to re-export.
Figure out what's making her really feisty.
Gotcha. Thanks, Roger.
I will see you later, Scott.
See you, man.
I will see you tomorrow. Star Trek? It was all about Star Trek. W. Scott S1 says.
I forget even what it was. It was so random.
I feel like Shatner now. We're like people who listen to the show know more about it than I do.
We read the story about him today where he's yelling at Sulu again for something.
What? I just rewatched the Voyager that Sulu was a guest on.
Oh, yeah?
The flashback one where Janeway goes into Tuvok's memories of him serving aboard the Excelsior.
Oh, right. I always thought if there was going to be a new spinoff, it might have been the Excelsior Sulu thing.
I used to think that back in the day. Yeah, that would have been fun.
Been great.
I bet George Takei would have done that too.
Oh, he's up for it. He'd do it now if you asked him.
I bet he would.
Right time now, but he'd do
Admiral Sulu.
Because they had him. Was it Undiscovered Country? He was actually on that ship, captaining it.
Yeah. In fact, that's the period in time that Tuvok flashes back to in the Voyager is the Undiscovered Country movie time period, because Sulu's talking about going to try to rescue Kirk and McCoy, which doesn't happen in the movie, but they kind of explain in the Voyager episode why the Excelsior isn't the one to go get him.
Oh, that's interesting. And he's old though, because he's a Vulcan, right? That's why he can remember.
Yeah. So in the flashback, he's a very young man. And then he left Starfleet for 50 years after that. And he's super old because Vulcans live forever.
Tim Russ is great.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
He may embody the Vulcan thing better than any of them, and I might even say better than Spock in some ways.
Well, it's interesting because they gave Leonard Nimoy the out of being half human, right? Mm-hmm. And he also was inventing the role, so he had to play around with it more. Whereas Tim Russ came in like. There'd been a lot of work on what a Vulcan was. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think he nailed it. Garrett Wang was fantastic too. Also, I've met him thankfully a couple times because he's friends with Veronica.
Oh, really?
And just a fantastic guy as well.
What's he doing? Is he doing anything cool? Probably just.
He does a lot of cons. That's how Veronica and him met.
Yeah, that whole crew. They were always at those things. That's where I saw. Was it in Vegas? Yeah, it was. I think of his name now. Quark, the guy who played Quark. And the principal on Buffy.
Armin Shimmerman?
That's the guy. And he did not look like he wanted to be there. He looked real grumpy. But, hey, there's money in that, I guess.
Yep.
That was the one where I shook.
Maybe that'll be us. Podcasts will finally be so big.
We'll be like the traveling... oh, man.
The grandpas of podcasting.
Oh, my gosh. I don't like the sound of any of that.
We travel by train.
Yep. It's brilliant. Bunked together in some train.
From town to town.
Hello, Minnesota.
Yeah, because Justin Robert Young has gotten rich and purchased a train that he lives on and invites his friends to come. And
well, then I'm all in then.
Right around the country with him.
I'm all in.
Brian Brushwood lands his space jet from time to time.
Yep.
To join us.
Once in a while. He'll remember where he comes from. Those kids, those wacky kids. Well, he's not much younger than us, but now that I mention it.
All right. I am almost done editing this show. It's one of those days where things just take longer. And I got a guest, and that usually happens because I have something scheduled right after DTNS, which I do today with Nate Langson.
Oh, yeah?
He wants me to be interviewed for this show he's doing.
Oh, is it anything he can talk about, or is it anything new? What is it?
Oh, I think it's just his Bloomberg stuff.
Okay.
But it could be his independent podcast.
I like Nate.
Nate's great.
Yeah, Nate is great. He's got the whole world on a plate.
So say we ate.
So say we ate. There's 8 people. Yeah.
Oh, crap. And now I forgot to clip off the OK Google part of the beginning of the show, so all the Android people are going to hate me. Oh, well.
A link.
That's fine. You can hate me.
Tom can take it. The skin
wouldn't be the first. Okay. I think I've published this show. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Nice job, everybody.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.